Hello everyone, welcome back to Sean. And sorry if I haven't made a video last Friday, it is because I have been really busy and also my brain was really fried from work last Friday and I was really tired, so that's why I didn't get a chance to that's why I didn't make a video, so I'm really sorry. So I thought maybe I might make one today. And this isn't usually the day I make videos, but I just thought maybe I should make a video today, and yeah, but I'll be sure to post a video on Friday if I'm not too tired, and yeah. So anyway, for this next video for this video, I'm going to talk to you about is backwards time travel possible part 2, because on my last video I didn't really give you a I didn't really give you a what do you call it, hang on, give me, I didn't really, tell you it very well and stuff like that. And now, that I know a little bit about backwards time travel a little bit now it's time for me to actually talk to you about if it's possible or not, and yeah. So let's get started. So is going back in time possible? Well, the answer is we don't know yet, because the answer the answer is we don't know yet. It's because scientists and humans actually have never been to the past before, so it's actually really hard to tell whether it would be possible or not. And yes, but the answer that most scientists will say is no. It's because no humans have ever tried it. Like, we don't have a time machine. We don't have any advanced technology, or wormholes aren't possible yet, and we don't know if wormholes are real, but it could be, and stuff like that. And yeah, so anyway, time travel, going back in time could be possible, but it's not yet proven whether it is possible or not, because scientists and humans never tried it, and have never tried it, so it's actually hard to tell. It's hard to say whether it would be possible or not, and yeah. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is if someone built a time machine, what would exactly happen, and and what would happen if you tried it. Now, let's just say if a guy, we're going to pretend, let's just say if a guy named, let's say Adam built a time machine, and he wants to go back in time to, let's say 2004, and he goes back in time to 2004, and then he sets the time to, let's say, October 29th, 2004, and he sets the dial. What would happen? Well, it's actually hard to, we don't know for sure what's going to happen. Like, there are a few things that could happen. Is he could end up being in the past. He could still be in the future, like still in the present, like today, or it's very much possible that that they could end up in a different time. Like, they may say 2004, but they might end up in maybe 2015 or something like that. But yeah. But anyway, we don't exactly know on what will happen, but the most answer that most scientists will say is that building a time machine isn't possible, and if it were possible, you would need to have a lot of electricity, because going back in time would use a lot of electricity. And also, one thing that time machines need to use to make it possible is extreme advanced technology, physics, and math. Now, this is a thing that a lot of people would say that time travel would be possible, because without those things, a time machine won't work. So the current answer is it might work. You might end up in the past, but there's a good chance that the time machine won't work. But it would really depend on how hard Adam works on the machine, and how hard Adam works in the machine on the machine, and how much time, physics he spent on it and stuff like that. So those are the things that what would happen if you built a time machine and stuff like that. So yeah, but we don't exactly know for sure whether going back in time with a time machine will work and stuff like that. You might have seen Back to the Future, where Doc Brown built a time machine built a time machine car called the DeLorean, and Marty McFly, who was trying to get away from the bad guys, and he ended up into 1955. Now that is fictional because obviously it's a movie, but that movie can actually help you understand on what happens if you actually go back in time. And yeah, but that's actually fictional because a lot of people say that backwards time travel is science fiction, and it's something that you only see in movies, books, and movies, books, and and stuff like that. But yeah, so anyway, yeah. So what's next? Are wormholes, grandfather paradoxes, and all those theories possible? The answer is wormholes. We don't know if wormholes are possible, but there's a good chance that it could be possible. But the reason it's not possible is because scientists and humans have actually never found one or never actually discovered it. So it's really hard to exactly say for sure whether a wormhole is real. But it's a good chance that there is possible. And Einstein actually came up with this thing with wormholes, and wormholes are just a theory at the moment, but there's a good chance that it could be possible, but we don't know for sure whether it's possible, if it's dangerous, if it's safe, or stuff like that. But yeah, but I would do a little bit of research on wormholes. Go on YouTube and find it, but make sure the video is easy because sometimes videos can be a bit hard and not explained properly. So make sure you find an easy video. And I'll be sure to, find some videos for you, and I'll be sure to, tell you which ones to watch and stuff like that. But I'll do that on my upcoming videos, but we won't do that right now. But anyway, yeah. Grandfather paradox. I don't know too much about the grandfather paradox, but what I do know about the grandfather paradox is, let's just say if you go back in time to when your grandma was 10 years old, and then you prevented her from not meeting your grandpa, what would actually happen to you? That's a good question. Like, let's just say if you went back in time to 2010 and your grandma died of, let's say of a heart attack or something like that, and she dies of a heart attack. Now, what would happen to you straight away? Well, actually, this thing is, true about this. Actually, this is true because, a lot of people say that this is true, and a lot of people say that this isn't true, but my opinion is that this is true. But one thing that I think that is very likely to happen is that you would cease to exist, because without your grandma, your mum or your dad, and your siblings, if you have siblings, and your cousins and your other relatives won't be born, because your grandma has those genes and stuff like that, and without her you'd cease to exist. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's what the grandfather paradox is about, but I'm not exactly so sure. And of course, what else have we got? We've got other paradoxes, but I'm not exactly sure what else. But I will tell you more about this in the part 3 once I do a little bit more research. But all I know is grandfather paradox, wormholes, and time machines. So those are the 3 things that I do know so far. But if I find out more theoretical concepts or theoretical ideas, I will put them in my upcoming video. Is Time Travel Possible Part 3? But that won't happen right now. That will happen either in my upcoming videos or in my next video. But my next video won't be that. I'm not exactly sure what my next video will be, but yeah, I'll have an idea, and I'll tell you guys in the comments what my next video will be. And yeah, so guys, anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope this video was more of a world talked, and you know, like, I hope you learned something from this, and I hope that I explained it well. And yeah, that's actually the word that I was actually trying to get. I hope I explained it well, and you know, I hope you learned a little bit from this. And yeah, and anyway, guys, I just want to also let you know that this is actually a pretty hard topic for me to talk about, because this is a very like a very extreme science fiction and very hard topic to talk about, because not a lot of scientists and humans know about this. So I might have messed it up, and you know, I might have not said the words properly. It's because this thing is a very hard, tiring thing to talk about, and yeah, so it's extremely hard to talk about. And but if you ever want more help about this, I would suggest like going to AI like ChatGPT, Gemini, or talk to someone like your mum or your dad or someone like that who knows about this. And yeah, so anyway, I still hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. And yeah, so guys, again, I hope you have a good rest of the week, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.